What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video. And this one right here, this one right here. Well, I told you about this one last night. Yesterday, if you guys saw the video from yesterday, I did say I was gonna have one more team up in the Ultra League Premier, and this is a team that I went 20-5 with. I do believe had um I had one negative set, and that I went 2-3. And then the other ones, I went 4-1, 5-0, 4-1, and 5-0, I do believe. I just remember I went 20-5. However it adds up, I know I went one of them, I went 2-3. Uh, so however that adds up. But yeah, super fun team here. You guys are thinking, oh, you're super weak to Annihilate. What do you do against Annihilate? Poliwrath just runs you. Yes, you're correct. But this video will show you differently. These battles right here will show you differently. You guys will see. And this is why when you make a team, you want to make sure that you are pretty much neutral to everything. If you can, and if you can't, then that's fine. The most neutral Pokemon being here is Greedent. So that is basically my safe swap that's gonna help me out here. You guys already know I like Greedent a lot. So we are double weak to fighting in the back, and Poliwrath obviously just kind of runs us if we do see it in the lead or in the back. But yeah. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Once again, these battles were done on Twitch. Link in description as always to the Twitch if you do want to go follow me, watch them happen in real time over there. But I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and get to these battles. Um, we are gonna see that they swap out into an Umbreon. Umbreon super tanky. We already know. We have seen it before. If you have watched my older videos before, you guys know I love running Umbreon in the Ultra League, and apparently this person loves running Umbreon as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and swap out, let the move go through. Gonna try to make it to a move here, hoping this is enough to KO, but I know Umbreon way too well. Oh, it actually does KO. In the back, there's a Poly Toad, and I'm like, oh man, just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Trying to make it to the Scorching Sands here. We make it to the Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands is gonna do some good amount of damage to the Poly Toad, but not enough. So now it's Spammy versus Spammy, and I think the other one's gonna outwin us. We're gonna see. Well, we do have the health advantage. So there's that. They swap out into their Sound Flame. I'm fishing for the debuff here. Probably should have just went straight uh body slam, to be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Flame charge is gonna come through. Gonna try to make it to another move. We make it to another move. Gonna do probably one and then catch here or swap. We do swap. And then now I'm gonna try to shield here, try to make it to a move here. We do make it to a move. For some reason, they get a free move. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Seems like a lot of lag happening right here. And I do believe that they're at a move, yeah. And we're gonna unfortunately end up losing this game, which kind of sucks for us. But whatever. We're gonna end up losing that game as we do hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Shadow cancel Ninetales. And this Ninetales is actually rank 1. If you guys didn't know, this is my Shadow cancel Ninetales that is rank 1, and I built it a long time ago by walking it, and it took me forever. That's why it has the best buddy ribbon, and I don't rarely use it, so I decided to use it in Ultra League Premier since Garatina it was gone. All the Pokemon that could really give it trouble. Um, So now we are going to see that they swap out into a Greninja. Greninja is going to be able to spam out these Hydro Cannons, super spammy as well. They're only going to take 3 to the Hydro Cannon, 3-2, 3-2 for the Night Slashes. And so we're going to see them throw probably most likely another Hydro Cannon, but they do go for the Night Slash, which is interesting. They're going to go back into their Ape. Their Annihilate is going to get hit with this Crunch if they do not shield, which they do not end up shielding. I would have made it to a body slam if they did not throw their energy here, which is really good for them, I guess. Gonna swap out into my wall rain. Gonna shield up whatever's gonna throw. They're gonna throw here. It is the shadow ball. Nice shield on my part. In the back, there's a Gengar. Gonna be able to make it to a icicle spear here. Icicle spear is gonna come through. Gonna try to make it to another move here, but unfortunately for me, I do not make it. But luckily we do end up living with 1 HP. Gonna swap out here. I'm at the move, and for some reason, the game makes me do one extra fast move and then throw the move. But yeah, started getting scared there at the last second because I was like, "Oh, yo, throw my move." Um, oh, here we go. Poliwrath in the lead. Obviously, I had said this before. This is a Pokemon we do not want to see, and this Pokemon will run us. So we are gonna go ahead and shield here, and we shield incorrectly, which is really bad for us. Gonna go ahead and throw the Scorching Sands here, see what they want to do. They do let it go through. I'm gonna switch out into my Greedent. Greedent does not really have a bad matchup against the Poliwrath. Can actually chunk down the Poliwrath. And if you can chunk it down, then one of your back Pokemon can finish it off, right? They do end up shielding a nice Icy Wind move, and which I'm not really too sure why they did that, but it is what it is. And then they are going to go ahead and swap back into their Pokemon here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Dragon Claw is gonna come through. Dragonite is gonna get met with my Wall Rain, can't even talk. Is gonna be able to farm down completely, and then Poliwrath comes back out. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, calling it as the Icy Wind, and it is the Icy Wind. Gonna go straight for the Earthquake here. Really, no reason to bait. I really need the shield. They let it go through, which is really good for me. In the back is a Magnezone. Magnezone is gonna get Ember down, and this is a legacy Ember cancel Ninetales, by the way, as well. I thought since it was rank 1, might as well. And then we called the mirror shot, and we're gonna be able to make it to a move here. Probably shouldn't have did that, but I kind of figured they needed to bait me to win. And now we are going to see a bad lead. We're going to see Swampert up against our Shadow Cancel Ninetales. Cancel Ninetales is going to swap out into the Greeting. Greeting is going to be hit with the first Hydro Cannon. Body Slam coming into the Swampert. We're going to see that they no shield, which is fine with me. We're going to overfarm here just a bit. I expected them to think I was going to throw them right away, or they would try to CMP me, but I wasn't going to let that happen. And so now I do get the shield from the body slam. I'm gonna be able to spam out another body slam. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through as well. I'm gonna try to make it to another one. Hopefully they don't try to catch here, but if they do try to catch, which they do try to catch, which they do manage to catch, um, Venusaur comes out. Venusaur is gonna get met with my Cancel Ninetales. Cancel Ninetales is gonna be able to take the Sludge Bomb, which is fine. We're gonna be able to farm down, come out with basically 100 energy, and then they come out into a Poliwrath, and I think it's Mud Shot. Gonna be able to try to make it to another move. They don't let me, which is fine. Gonna go ahead and shield this Scold. Oh, they actually go for the Scold, which is very interesting. Maybe because they don't. Could be. Gonna be able to try to make it to another move, but we don't. And this is looking okay. I think I just finally I think that's the reason I shielded because saw that I had the health, so I could try to potentially make it to another move. But they are gonna throw the move here, which is fine. And at this point, this Pyrath is pretty much whittled down where my wall rank can just Oh, and I remember this game because instantly I knew they were gonna throw here, swap out instantly, so I just tap. I knew they were gonna swap out instantly because they were I thought I felt for some reason I felt like they were gonna try to do something cheeky, try to throw me off guard, and I anticipated that they were gonna swap right there as we do go 4-1 here in this first set. I did anticipate that they were gonna do some swap, and that's why I did that. Oh, yes. Tomorrow, Elo video, you guys will see this team is one of the strongest teams I do believe in the Summer Cup. So you guys will see that video tomorrow. And yeah. And then we won't have any video. I think I won't have any footage for probably a couple of days. Gonna try to make some content. We're gonna see if I can make some content or something. I might play Ultra League today. We'll see. Um, gonna be able to get the shield from the Manuel. Gonna go ahead and let it go through. They are throwing the aerial aces, which is very interesting. They could have just went Dark Post there and just like KO'd me. They are gonna go ahead and let it go through. We're gonna try to get the farm down. Do get the farm down. In comes a coma. Oh, don't get my move off, which is very frustrating. But we do have another answer. Gonna go ahead and shield this because I don't see them baiting. And now this is looking really tricky for me. I'm gonna go for the crunch, hoping I can get the debuff. Don't get the debuff. And now we're gonna get hit with a scold. Sludge bomb. Sludge wave. Do I go for the debuff again? I do go for the debuff again. And now at this point, we're trying to make it to another move. Don't make it to another move. This is very okay. This is very tricky since they have another shield up. Gonna have to bait. And I anticipate them swapping out. Gonna be able to KO this Como. We're at another Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear, not enough to KO, but one more Powder Snow, and we're gonna be able to take that game. Oh my gosh, playing that out of my mind. Oh, funny story too. We also played the world champion yesterday. It's Axon. So yeah, shout out to him. GG's on that one. Um, if you guys were at the live stream yesterday, you guys saw that. If not, once again, link in the description to the Twitch. I do go live every day, pretty much now. I've been streaming every day now. The weekends I stream on the like at nightish, and then on the weekdays I stream at 12 p.m. Central, so 12 p.m., 1 p.m. Central, somewhere around there. You're gonna see that they come out into a Snorlax. Snorlax gonna be able to superpower me, but I can't really shield. Reason being is because I'm already down to shield. So I'm gonna go straight for the move here, expecting them to be at double moves here. But they don't go for the CMP. It looked like it was CMP. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Superpower is gonna come through. They could have just body slammed me. I'm not too sure. But I go to my wall ring. They swap out, which is very interesting. Gonna go ahead and get this Icicle Spirit off on the Gyarados. Gyarados gonna go down. Now we are gonna see what is in the back. In the back, there is an Ampharos, and this is looking really tricky for us. So I'm gonna be able to try to catch a move here. Don't catch a move. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I'm gonna call it. And then gonna try to make it to the Scorching Sands. We make it to the Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands gonna either get the shield or it's gonna be enough to KO. They do end up throwing their energy here, which is really good for me since they threw their energy here. I'm gonna try to make it to the move. They swap out into their Snorlax. Snorlax is gonna get hit with this Icicle Spirit enough to KO. Gonna try to make it to the Earthquake. Make it to the Earthquake. Earthquake gonna be enough to KO despite the nerf that it got a couple seasons ago. We're gonna be able to take that game as we do hop into next battle. We're gonna see Shadow cancel Ninetales up against an Ampharos, and this is actually pretty hard for the Ninetales, but we are gonna see what it does. Those embers are starting to chunk down. Gonna go straight for the Scorching Sands here, hoping they don't shield, recognizing that they could live a weather ball. Go ahead and try to catch the Hydro Cannon, which I successfully end up doing. Now, this for Alligator is gonna go ahead and still stay in, which is very interesting. Gonna go ahead and throw the Body Slam. Body Slam gonna do some good damage to the for Alligator. Gonna get this on the CMP tie. I don't have to shield this because the Shadow Claws are double resisted, so they are not gonna be able to farm me down completely. Still need to throw and move here, or I will make it to another move. And I think they were on 5. They needed 5, so I am gonna be able to make it to the move first. Gonna swap out into my Ninetales, throw the energy. If they let this go through, that's fine with me as well. Gonna go ahead and shield this, and we're gonna see what's in the back. In the back, there's the Charizard. Charizard going to get hit with the weather ball, but they don't let me throw it. It's so frustrating. I've had that happen to me, but luckily for us, we do end up living. I just need the damage. They don't really realize I need the damage. Oh, they don't have a shield. What am I talking about? But either way, this Icicle Spear is going to be enough to KO this Charizard from this range, I do believe, and we're going to be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're going to see Shadow Kanto Ninetales up against Venusaur, and this is actually the very first time that we have a good lead. They swap out into a Skeletor's and a very nice hard swap for us. So now, gonna go ahead and let this go through. Obviously, they can't Shadow Ball me. They could if they wanted to, which they actually do end up Shadow Balling me. I'm not sure if that trainer does not know not to throw Shadow Balls or they were just mad and frustrated. So they just Shadow Balled me. But either way, gonna go ahead and get a crunch off. Gonna go ahead and shield as well. Just gonna try to win this matchup because I can't have the. Well, I mean, I don't really need swap, but if I win swap, it's just better for me. So gonna be able to go ahead and shield this as well. And I think at this point, I'm just gonna go straight for the farm down, which I do end up getting the farm down. We're at a crunch. Gonna go ahead and throw the crunch. They come into Annihilate. Now this is looking tricky. Gonna try to make it to another crunch, but I don't, so I'm gonna go ahead to throw the body slam. Body slam gonna do a little bit of damage, and now I'm gonna swap out into my wall ring. Wall ring gonna get the CMP tie. I need to live the shadow ball, which we do end up living the shadow ball. I expect them to swap out at this point, so I'm gonna swap out. But they stay in and they get farmed down. And now I do make it to the weather ball here, the fire weather ball. Fire weather ball is going to be doing some good damage to it. Not enough to KO, but a few more embers should do it. We should live the sludge bomb. Sludge bomb not enough to KO. We're gonna be able to take that game as we do hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Shadow Cancel Ninetales up against an Arcanine, and this is a core breaker. Well, it's a core breaker. Yeah, it's a core breaker. And I need them to let this go. Do they let this go through? They do let it go through, and they top left, and that is gonna be GG's. The core breaker is no more a core breaker because it is out of here, and they left. So we are going to be able to win that game to go 5-0 in this set, which is crazy. I didn't really expect this team to work out, especially because we did see what I say. The what two Pokemon did I mention are going to be the hardest counters to this team? Poliwrath and Annihilate, which we both saw. And Dragonite is really bad for us as well. Gonna go ahead and swap out. Gonna be able to throw a body slam here. We're gonna see what they do. They're staying in, which is very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this. They do end up baiting me, but we do get the CMP tie, which is fine. So we're gonna be able to throw this body slam. Body slam is gonna get a shield at this point. Should let this go through. Hoping it's not a superpower. Not a superpower. They staying in. Gonna be able to make it to the body slam. Not enough to KO, but gonna swap out. Snipe them in the back is a Kafari, and this is looking really bad for me. I shouldn't have swapped out because I swapped out. I think I messed up. So now gonna be able to farm down here. No, not farm down. We're gonna be able to throw next move here. They don't have to shield this, which they don't end up shielding. They're gonna be able to make it to another move. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my shield up here. We're gonna see what's in the back. In the back is a Kingdra, and now this game is over. And I realize this. I'm just like, yep, I'm out of here. Bye bye. Uh, Gonna see Obstacle in the lead up against. Oh, I did end up switching the leads because I was starting to see a whole bunch of Dragon Knights. So I was like, okay, this is the final set, as you guys could tell, because the order. And this is the reason why, is because I saw so many Dragon Knights and stuff. And then I started seeing a whole bunch of. We'll see what we saw here. But they are gonna swap out into a Crobat. Crobat is gonna be able to make it to a move. At this point, I'm expecting that to be enough to KO, but it's not enough to KO. I'm gonna wait on my clock just a little tad bit. Gonna be able to come into the wall ring. Wall ring gonna be able to farm down completely, but not take before taking a poison fang here, which kind of sucks. I don't really want to take damage. They're gonna throw right away. I think I denied them, or it's either CMP or we denied. Either or. Gonna be able to swap out into my Greedent. Greedent gonna go ahead and shield here. It is the cross chop. In the back is a Skeledirge, and I'm like, why? I'm just gonna overfarm here. Probably add over 100 energy, but I kind of need to throw in good time in there, right? Gonna do two more mud shots, throw once again, and then this should be getting the shield, or they're gonna go ahead and let it go. I think I'm gonna go ahead and shield this as well. Need to get this out the way. Once this is out the way, gonna be able to swap out, right? Gonna swap out. Yeah, gonna swap out and then try to make it to the Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear, probably not enough to KO from this range, is enough to KO from this range from the Shadow, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Shadow Wall Rain up against a Lantern. Oh man, you're gonna swap out into the Greedent, met by a weird deer. Interesting. This thing has wild charge, so I gotta watch out for wild charge. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Well, they are gonna shield actually. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw the next crunch. They do let that one go through, which is very interesting. So at this point, I'm expecting them to bait. They do. Gonna go ahead and throw the stomp. They throw a stomp at me. I'm gonna throw the body slam. Body slam is gonna get the shield, which is very interesting. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through as well. I'm like, if I can get energy, since they gave me both of their shields, Gonna go ahead and shield this. Expecting this to be a wild charge, but they don't throw the wild charge. They're gonna come back into their Lanturn. Lantern gonna get hit with this Scorching Sand. Scorching Sand is gonna do some good reasonable amount of damage. Gonna go ahead and shield? No, gonna go ahead and let this go through. Do I try to catch the next one? Try to catch the next one, but they swap out into a Slurpuff. Slurpuff gonna get hit with this Icicle Spear. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. I think they have Energy Bomb, which is gonna be super effective against me. It is the Energy Ball. Gonna try to make it to another move. We do make it to another move. Gonna be able to throw the Icicle Spear. I think it's enough to KO. It is enough to KO. They're gonna go ahead and throw their energy here. Gonna be able to let this go through, undercharge it, or it wasn't enough to KO either or. But they realize it that we're gonna be able to make it to the Scorching Sands and end up winning. As we do see a Drapion in the lead up against our Shadow Wall Rain. Shadow Wall Rain gonna be able to farm up. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Most likely gonna be the crunch, and I do believe it was the crunch. Gonna go ahead and go straight for the Earthquake here. Expecting them not to shield, to be honest, but they do end up shielding. So since they shield, they're gonna go ahead and swap out. And I do believe this is CMP, which is really good for me. If it is CMP, they can't swap out. And I think that was just an Aqua Tail, so really good call on my part. And now they are gonna go ahead and stay in, which is very interesting. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Braden can tank anything here. Um, and Walreign's still pretty healthy in the back, and we have the full health cancel Ninetales. Gonna be able to let this go through as well. Not enough to KO. Then they swap out into an Ampharos, and this is looking really bad for some reason. That's bad timing for them. Gonna be able for me, and they get a free full switch. I'm gonna go ahead and shield here because I need to start shielding. They have no shields, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through. We do let it go through. We're gonna be able to make it to the next fireball, the next fire weather ball. Not enough to KO. So what should have went for the scorching sand. So now I do have to use my shield here. It is they're gonna come into a Greninja. I get scared here. Gonna go ahead and throw on bad timing. Get my scorching sands off. Gonna swap out into the wall range. Try to make it to another icicle spear here. I think they're one away from their next move. So I am gonna throw one and then throw. No, I think they were at the back-to-back knife slashes, but they throw the hydro cannon instead, which is interesting. And then gonna be able to farm down completely and take that game. As we do hop into this final battle, I do believe Shadow Wall Rain up against for Alligator. Thank God we don't have the Ninetales up against that for Alligator. And now they are gonna do an interesting swap here. They end up swapping. I don't know if they think I was gonna swap as well, but unfortunately for them, I don't end up swapping, and I'm just gonna stay in with my wall rain. And I do end up shielding the icy wind, which is really bad for me. But gonna go ahead and shield again. This time it is the shadow ball. Gonna overfarm as much as I can. Gonna throw the icicle spear. At this point, this is gonna be enough to KO. And I'm just gonna stay in, to be honest, because okay, gonna catch the earthquake. This works as well. And then they're gonna swap out into a Talon Flame, which is very interesting. Looks like bad timing. Game was super bad, as you guys can tell. And then gonna be able to tank a move here, I think. Yeah, they're gonna go straight for the flame charge. Gonna be able to make it to another move to the body slam. Hoping I can make it to one more final body slam. Do make it to one final body slam. Don't know if that was Dre. Let's see, was it Dre? It was Dre. Two um two thingies are enough to KO. Gonna be able to throw this weather ball because I know I have that earthquake in the back. I need them to KO my Pokemon here. And then I'm just gonna come into my wall rain instantly, throw the earthquake. This should be enough to KO, and we're gonna be able to take this game as we do in with a 5-0, I do believe. No, 4-1? Yeah, 4-1. But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And tomorrow will be that elo video, so you guys will see my elo tomorrow, which is one of the highest starting elos that I've had uh, since I've started. So be on the lookout for that. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.